what is action research? Action research is basically the research which is called practitioner's research. And as it is clear from the phrase action, right? So action research is based on actions which are required and which are done, which are carried out for the sake of improvement in a particular a practical setting, right? So action research is the teacher's research, particularly in the area of educational research. And this is also called educational research because the purpose is to improve the educational setting, the educational environment of a particular context of a particular institution. So educational research is teacher's research and educational research. And it's the process by which practitioners attempt to study their problems because action research is always carried out by a practitioner. So the practitioner who is busy in the field, and the practitioner knows more than anybody else because he is interacting with various kinds of stakeholders. So the practitioner is required to know the situation, and the practitioner is happen to know the situation more clearly and more closely, right? So the action research is the research which is done for solving problems. Action research guides, corrects, and evaluates the decisions of practitioners and the actions of practitioners, right? Let me just give you one example that if you are teaching somewhere, you know the environment, you know the social environment, you know the administrative environment, you know the pedagogical environment, right? And you also know the interaction among the students and among the teachers and administrators, staff, and the students, right? And when you are teaching, you know various issues related to the teaching methodology, related to the curriculum, the syllabus, and related to the social interaction, right? So you as a teacher know more than anybody else. And when you come across some problems and you want to solve your problem as a researcher, then you are actually doing action research, right? And there is a saying also that good teachers are always very active researchers, right? So when teachers are doing researches, they are, the people who are involved in action researches, okay? So that's the action research. And when you are studying problem by the part owners, by the people who are the stakeholders, right? So you are actually doing action research. And the purpose is to take decision for improving the current practices, right? So it is particularly since we are concerned with the educational setting. So when a practitioner who is the part of educational setting and educational process, when he or she is doing research, the actual problem is facing by them, and they want to improve that situation. So that situation is improved with the help of action research. And the example is that if you want to carry out your research for constructive change in your school, if you are a school teacher, right? And you want to improve, the performance of the students, you want to improve the quality of the teaching, right? The teaching which is going on in the institution, right? So if whatever kind of research you are doing, and it is based on a particular problem or a particular sort of issue which is faced by any, stakeholder of the system, then that is called research for the constructive change in the school, right? And that is called action research. Action research is actually based on a theory which is called human organization theory. The human organization theory is basically on the point that the workers know than anybody else. The people who actually work in an organization, they know the situation of the organization very well, and therefore they have the ability to analyze the task and the relationship centered environment, right? So if you're working in a situation, you are the part of an organization, particularly when it's an educational organization, then you are concerned with action research, and that is based on human organization theory. And the point is that the practitioners, since they know the situation very clearly, they have the ability to solve their problems because they know the nature of the problems very clearly, very closely, right? So that's why they have the ability to solve the situation, the problem, and they have the capacity to, to take decisions. And when the educational administrators, when they take decisions, they need researchers, they need studies, right? So when you are a teacher, when you are a practitioner, and you want to improve your own teaching learning situation, then you are actually the person who is involved in the action research. And that's the research which is based on solving your practical issues, solving your practical problems, and at the end, you are solving them for, decision making. You are solving them for improving the practices, right? You are, doing your research in order to launch the best possible practice in your institution. So that is the kind of research which is called action research.